What up, podcast family? Welcome back to another episode of the Hook It podcast. Today, I am going to be joined by my very good friend, Joe Bowman. But before we drop in on this episode, I want to give you some news and tell you a little bit more about our show sponsors. First up, Sax Underwear. For 2 years, I have been talking to you about how good Sax Underwear is. And I'll be honest with you, over the last couple of years, I have become a bit of an underwear connoisseur myself. I do genuinely wear these every single day. And I also switch between the different models depending on what I'm going to be doing. So if I'm going to be going for a mountain bike ride, maybe a CrossFit class, go for a run, Kinetic is the go-to. A chilled day, maybe a skateboard, something like that, the Vibe. All day, every day, Vibe. Maybe you're going on a long walk, a long day driving in the van, it's always the Quest, just for the moisture wicking capability. And if you're going to be hitting the club, maybe somewhere where you might end up semi-naked, the Vault now is the go-to. Just for the images on them, they look rad. People aren't going to point and laugh at you. Anyway, this coming weekend, myself and a couple of friends are going to be heading up to Scotland to do the Caledonian Canal trip, which is basically a canoe trip. It takes 5 days from Fort William up to Inverness. So I thought, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to take a pair of these Quest boxer shorts. That's all I'm going to pack for 5 days is the Quest. And I'm going to put these things to the test and see if they are as good as what they say in the catalogue. Now, the catalogue says there's a reason why National Geographic named the Quest the ultimate travel underwear. Cut from a quick-dry, wash-and-go fabric with anti-odor technology, the low-maintenance collection is like your favorite adventure partner. So, I'm going to test all of those claims. I'm going to test whether they are the ultimate travel underwear, whether they are quick-drying, and whether they are moisture-wicking, and whether they are anti-odor as well. And I reckon 5 days of canoeing and 4 nights camping in the wild should do that. So you can keep a track of what's going on social media. Obviously, it's at the Hook It podcast. But in the meantime, if you want to take a closer look at Sax Underwear, you can now head to hookitproducts.co.uk, where we have a good range of Sax now available to you guys. You know, in the past, I've been sending you to your local bike shop, which is fantastic. If your local bike shop stock them, please buy them from your local bike, skate, outdoor retailer. But if you're struggling to find Sax, you can now head to the new Hook It Products website and you can pick up a pair from there. Incidentally, we can also say now that the Hook It Products new website is live. If you're looking for a deal on 35 bikes products, you can enter the promo code podcast and that will get you 10% off all 35 bikes products. Okay, let's get on. So, guys, I receive so much positive feedback from this podcast. So I just wanted to take a few seconds out of your time, lend me your ears just for a little minute to tell you a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes. First of all, I will be doing an official handover of those Project Change bikes, which we all raised some cash for on Thursday, the 25th of April. And because the Project Change thing was a huge success, I am setting up an official charity. It's got a bit of a different aim, but please keep a handle on the social media because I'm going to be releasing more information as and when I get it. But yeah, a new charity been set up. I think it's really cool. It coincides with the podcast and some of the guests that we've had and some of the things that we've talked about. And I'm super excited to launch it. Secondly, I'm going to be planning a couple of live podcast events. Again, can't say too much as to where they'll be and when, but please, again, keep a handle on the social media. I'm going to be releasing details and how you guys can get involved. There's going to be all sorts of cool stuff going on at these events too. So that's going to be happening in the very near future. And last but not least, thank you for all you guys' feedback as well on the Secret Sessions episode. That, as you know, Secret Sessions is a new series which, as and when I feel like it, I'm just going to drop episodes on you. So make sure you are subscribed, because if you're not subscribed, it'll take upwards of 12 hours sometimes for you to get the latest episodes. And you can also keep up to date with everything that's going on with the podcast by checking out the newsletter. You can sign up by going to Instagram, going in the what's it called, the bio. You can find a link there to sign up to the newsletter. We've got a closed Facebook group. But please, guys, if you are enjoying this podcast, please just share it with your friends and let's keep building this dope-ass community that's going on. It's a whole lot of fun, and I can't thank you guys enough for helping get to where we already are with this podcast. Right, I've been waffling on a lot, eh? Jeez. Okay. Every episode, we also give away a pair of Sax underwear. All you have to do to win a pair of Sax underwear is leave a review on iTunes or share the episode. All you have to do is, if you're listening, screenshot, boom, share it in your Instagram stories or Facebook or wherever, tag the Hook It podcast, and I will find you, and you will be entered automatically to win a pair of Sax. This episode, the winner is iTunes Ride Home. And that is because this dude has stood by this podcast from day one. We've met a couple of times, and he left a really good review on the 9th of April. So thank you for your review. It means a lot. Please reach out, drop me a direct message, and I will get some Sax swag on the way to you. Wow, longest intro of all time. Okay, guys, let's get on with this episode. Today, I'm joined by my very good friend, Joe Bowman. He just returned from Sea Otter, so rather than us just going to a coffee shop and having a sit down and catch up, why not hang out at his office, record this episode, because we'd be doing it anyway, and Joe's amazing. I mean, he's a marketing mastermind. What he's done in his career in quite a short space of time, going from a zero to a hero in the filming community, is beyond comprehension. So without further ado, let's welcome to the podcast my good friend, Joe Bowman. Of course, after some ODub and Zeb.
Welcome to the Hook It podcast, endorsed by @ODub_23. Add me, tag me, follow me, please follow me.
Try to keep very calm. Give me all your money. Try to count to 10. Little doesn't know it's about to begin. Push it too far, you're the killing machine.
Brands, I think it's the worst. It's like there's so many like just your typical middle-aged white dude who's in X position in X company, earning a fuckload of money and got a lot of power.
Yeah.
But he's just a mate of a mate of a mate who's been in the industry a long time. But he's not actually good at his job.
No,
he's just been in the industry a long time.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
just knows everyone. And even though he's fucking useless, he's just going to be there forever. And then if he gets fired, he's just going to end up in a similar position for a different brand.
Yeah, totally.
And it's just like mind-blowing.
Yeah, it is. There's a guy as well, right, on the road who will remain nameless. I've hit record, by the way, but I'll edit some bits out. Who is known for doubling people's orders. Like, that's his thing. So he'll go into a shop, double the order, and it's like...
That's fraud.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a joke. People are like, oh yeah, magic order book. And you're like, if I did that, I'd expect you to give me a proper, like, fucking when I got in next time. Do you know what I mean? Or you'd ask for me to be fired or whatever. But this guy's like known for, he'll double your order or he'll just send you stuff you've never ordered.
What?
Yeah, and it's a bit of a, I'll tell you who it is after. Like, it's a bit of a joke that people are like, oh yeah, he's coming. Like, you can't do that to people, can you?
No.
How do you get away with that?
That's
like,
mental.
Yeah, and he's just bumping his commission up. It's mental. And this guy still works in the bike industry now for a different brand to where he just moved from.
Fucking hell. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for doing this, man.
Anytime.
We're here. Beautiful day in Sheffield.
I know.
Slightly overcast, but at least it's not raining, but
It's still kind of warm.
it's nice. It's
Yesterday
all
it was boiling. I think
Yeah.
it was about 17 when I rode home.
right. Really?
Yeah.
It was nice yesterday. Me and Emma went to like Carstington Water.
Oh.
Oh, beautiful. Basically Rother Valley, but somewhere else. It's terrible. So we had to walk around there, but then, yeah, it was so nice yesterday. Sat in a cafe in Bakewell for a bit, man. Just
I want to go
living
to
the
that wakeboard park in Rother Valley. I haven't been.
decent there.
Yeah. It'd be good fun.
Decent. A few floating dog shit bags and stuff like that.
I think it's pretty good, Rother Valley, isn't it? I've
Yeah,
never
yeah,
been in years.
Have you
but
not?
I've been to one of them wake parks before, just once, in when it was Cairns World Cup,
Right.
and it's hard to get going.
Yeah.
But once you finally get up and get there, it's the corners, isn't it? Because it pulls you and whips you around and you're flying off. All I remember there though is just like you'd crash and you're in like this man-made lake, aren't you?
Yeah.
But because it's like Cairns, all you're thinking in your head with all like the reeds around it, you're just thinking there's a fucking crocodile in here and it's gonna eat me. And you're just swimming as fast as you can.
Get out.
Because they're all like, oh no, there's nothing in here, mate, don't worry. It's just like, you don't know that.
No,
Like we're
not
near
at
the
all.
sea, a croc could have just wandered across for half a mile and just gone in.
It's so true.
Just like,
That one at Rother Valley is like renowned for the first corners, like super hard, and it's the furthest one away. So you get real, and it's probably a bit of a scam because then you don't go back on it because you've got to walk all the way back round the lake barefoot in a wetsuit
True.
and get back on. That the first corner is like renowned for being super hard. It just rags the thing out of your hand, and then you just sink. If you're on a kneeboard, like you just sort of panic for your life for a few seconds. And then I remember my cousin Jonathan's mate, Matt. Do you remember Matt Jeffcock? He was like Jonathan's mate, he was like quite a big kid.
Maybe.
He got the bar thing caught on his life jacket and it just dragged him around the whole place.
Shit.
Oh dear.
Funny. I just remember trying to go off one of the ramps, thinking it'd be funny.
He must have been quite good at it.
No.
Oh.
But went off it. I think, what's the worst that could happen? But apparently you need to stick a turn in before you go off a jump because you need to like pick up the tension on the line so it doesn't whip you off it.
Yeah,
Because if you go off it straight, obviously the line goes slack
and
then you yank it and you just face plant. So I just went off it and then mid-air you just get the tension back and you literally just slaps you into the water and you get whiplash. It's savage.
We just don't have it here though, do we, in this country, really? Other than the odd little, I don't know, it's not like a cultural thing to go out on the back of a boat, is it? And wakeboard or anything like that. Like,
no.
we're just terrible at it. Like swimming, can't do that either for shit.
No, I'm not that good either.
Can't surf.
That was the other thing in Cairns. It was like, all these beautiful beaches and amazing scenery, but you can't really go in the sea because it's just everything wants to kill you.
Yeah.
But there's the netted areas where people do go for a bit of a dip, but I think it's still a bit sketchy.
I won't trust that net.
But it's like, so they've got that net, obviously on the beach, a little area, but you're just thinking like, a crocodile could literally just get out of the sea, just wander up the beach around the net, come in, and he's just like, it's definitely not safe.
100% what I'd be thinking. Dude, surfing is like the gnarliest thing ever. Like, who is that guy who almost got his legs bit off? Who was that? That's famous.
Mick Fanning.
Was it Mick Fanning? Yeah.
Yeah, when the shark bumped him in that contest,
Dude.
Yeah.
You'd quit.
He's
surely.
retired now.
I'm not surprised. I know he did surf. I think it was like
he
the
came
next
back.
day.
Yeah, he came
He
back.
went in.
But I think that plus maybe some other stuff. I don't think he came back from it properly. I could be wrong.
That's crazy. Surfing's gnarly.
Yeah, it is. It's nuts. I'd be keen to do a bit more, but like you said, it's not the one unless you're committed.
No. Full-time surfer. I lived in Australia for a year, like right at the side of the beach. Still couldn't surf when I left. At all. Just terrible at it.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful.
It's not easy.
No. And I do own a surfboard now, which I often get the piss taken out of me for.
Couch surfer.
Big time couch surfer. So what's going on, man? How's Sea Otter?
Oh, land beaver.
Land beaver.
Yeah, it's cool actually. I think as bike festivals go, or I guess outdoor trade shows almost, it's like definitely the best one I've ever been to. Just because you've got the trade show side, but it's outside and it's California, so the weather's usually good. It's in a nice spot, but you've got the racing.
Yeah,
which
everything's
is cool.
there, right? Like
you've got the classic dual slalom, which is sick, and the downhill, which isn't really a downhill,
really.
But at least it is really fast, and it normally is good racing because it's a short, fast track, so the times are tight, which is cool. And then like random heroes usually end up doing well. Like Luca's brother Walker this year won
Did
it,
he?
which is sick.
Did he?
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool.
Did he beat Luca?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's just super strong and just threw down a fast one, which is really cool. But yeah, no, it's good. It's it's a
I think because of like going as well, that seems to be like the yearly catch up / trade show thing.
Yeah, I mean, for me, trade shows are just an old school method of people showing products, and I think they are going to kind of die out. Not all of them, I think, but they're obviously there's going to be less and less of them because you've got the internet. Like you don't need to go and spend thousands on having an easy up in a hall when you can just do a video and put it on the internet and reach more people. But all that said, it is nice to speak face to face.
It is, and I think there needs to be that one like catch up every year, like where you get to see everyone, like friends or whatever it is.
And it should be, it's bikes in it, most of it. So you need to be able to actually get on one, and you can get on a bike. Because there's stuff to ride, there's races going on, there's demos, there's whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're in like Vegas for Interbike, it's like, it's funny because it's Vegas, but what are we doing? What are we doing there?
Yeah.
So it's just like,
I guess it really doesn't make much sense, does it?
And it's expensive. People, there's some of the big brands who have huge stands in Interbike or wherever else. It's just like spending
tens of thousands of dollars probably. Tens of thousands.
Easily.
Plus everything else, like staff, etc.
When you could, spend a tenth of it on a video or putting on your own private trade event.
Dude,
just take all your dealers or people to a cool place and ride bikes instead. It makes way more sense.
That online trade show we did, we got more, like, I wouldn't say orders or anything, but we actually saw physically more people doing an online trade show than at Bike Place.
Yeah, does surprise me, yeah.
Which is, I think it was a little bit ahead of its time, still.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen anyone really do anything like that. And it weren't as, like, clean as it should be. Do you know what I mean? It weren't as good as it potentially could be if you put a bit of money into it. But for us, like, getting everyone sat behind all our dealers anyway, not like general public, but dealers sat behind a laptop during the day, watching a trade show. You don't have to go anywhere. It's free.
Yeah.
Like massive. It ticked all the boxes. It just didn't. I don't know. There's maybe just something missing.
Yeah, it's cool.
But again, you look at trade shows. They're expensive. Like, obviously, we know from what we do. Like
especially for smaller brands and distributors, it's nuts.
You feel like
it's
you need to be
money.
there. And there's also that thing I noticed, right, from the last one. It's like, if you don't go, people start questioning why you're not going. They're like, why aren't they? They must be struggling. You're like, no, probably just kind of smart. Like, this is wow.
You see that? Lazy boy.
That's nice. That's nice. This is sick.
The cheap rip-off Lazy Boy chairs.
That's nice. Does mine do it?
It does, but you got a wall behind you.
Oh,
drag it out if you want.
It's all right. It's okay. I'll chill.
I like what Bergtech did with their, where they just brought everyone to the warehouse.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Did up the warehouse and office a bit and brought the riders and media and have some beers and food and whatever. It just makes sense.
It does, definitely. It seems to be going more that way.
Yeah,
it does. And like you said, our version, I'd say now of CR is probably Malvern's Classic that Size put on. It was only its first year last year, but this year it seems to be a bit bigger and better. But what was cool is everyone was there. Like, everyone from the industry almost was there. Again, you can go test ride a bike, which is pretty big, whether you're a dealer or general public. It doesn't really matter, does it?
Just being outside.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Yeah, totally.
In the mountain bike world, you've got to be. You should go outside on bikes, even if it's business orientated.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, that's true. Why are we in halls doing that?
Exactly.
It doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's weather's always a big one in it, but if you can be outside like CR or Malvern's, it makes sense to me.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Was CR
and bloody hell, Hard Rock.
Yeah,
like, that's just massive.
Those events now are like
a race and obviously a trade event and a festival vibe. It's the future.
It
definitely.
Is. Those experience, I call them experience days a little bit. So you go and it's more than just a race. You've got like the exhibition. You've got bands playing. Nice food. It's a big thing as well. Actually eat something quality and good, rather than just like takeaway food or whatever.
Really want to do we've talked about it so many times with like Nick and Steve and everyone who, you know, Steel City Crew and everything else, just about doing one in Sheffield for years, because I think it's prime for it. You know, obviously start small.
Yeah.
But
Like a Sheffield bike show almost, or...
yeah, just like you said, like a mini festival, innit? Like bit of racing, bit of trade stuff, some, you know, fun stuff, demos.
Yeah.
Just use what we've got in the city centre, like Parkwood or Ski Village or whatever, and just there's a big enough bike scene here, obviously, that it'd support it easily.
Yeah, it would definitely. I've got an idea for an event, which I'll tell you about after, which I've been mulling over and trying to figure out if it's possible or not. I think it could be kind of cool, a little bit different.
Yeah.
So
if Sheffield Council listening, feel free
yeah,
to
it might be.
back the idea.
Dude, a few people actually listen to this thing now. It's crazy. I think since the last time you were on, it's grown a lot. I was trying to think.
We did have. Sorry, go.
Go on.
No.
The last time you were on, like we did the gamble thing. I think that was like episode 50.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then before that, you came on and we did. I think you were like episode 10.
Yeah, it was years ago.
Yeah, literally years ago. Sat in your living room, those crappy
It
mics.
was in Duncan's living room.
In Duncan's living room.
Yeah, so it must have been at least 3 years ago.
Yeah, this thing's going like nearly 3. So yeah, you were like the first. I'm sure you were like the first 10 episodes or something.
Probably.
Needs to lay a foundation first before getting you on, right? Like. But nah.
Yeah, I feel like true. Funny.
Time flies, mate.
Yeah, big
Time
time.
flies. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? When I remember, like when we first started talking about doing this, when I first started talking to you about it, I never thought it'd actually be a reality. That it would get to where it even is now in this. You know what I mean? It's kind of doing all right. It's random.
It's cool how, because I was never into podcasts when they first came out years and years ago when they first became a thing. But I think I remember like wondering what the hell's a podcast, and instead of actually like listening to audio podcasts, I think the Atherton projects used to get uploaded as podcasts on iTunes.
Really?
I think. I could be wrong.
Okay, I didn't know
But
that.
I remember that's where
crazy.
I'd download the Atherton project episode.
Right.
Like, I remember just being sat in like an English lesson, pretending to work on my laptop and be listening to, watching. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Wow.
But then I feel like podcasts vanished for a bit, didn't they?
Yeah,
and
it
then
definitely
the
did.
last 2-3 years they've been
There's been a bit of a resurgence
come
again.
back big time.
Definitely.
I
And
think it's the whole people trying to get away from their phones a bit kind of thing. Just listening to things instead of reading things on the phone. Maybe.
there's definitely this search for more like in-depth content and more open conversation than just that like 60-minute Instagram video or whatever. I think,
especially when you're traveling, they're amazing.
yeah, definitely.
I always stick one on when I'm.
I don't,
going to
genuinely like don't listen to anything other than podcasts in the van.
Yeah.
I just like, I'd rather use that time of all that travelling that I do, and same with you, like on airplanes or whatever, to actually try and learn something rather than just
it's better
listen
than
to
the radio
bullshit.
as well.
Yeah, listen. I mean, Taylor Swift's great, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's not really bringing anything to your life, is it?
Yeah.
But people like with this, they like the more chilled out, longer episodes than just the sort of like we're just trying to achieve this out of it. Like we're just trying to promote something or whatever. It's just about just this. Like this is perfect, man. Like I mean, we just sat chatting, just a couple of 1-2 friends sat around chilling. Like, this is what it's all about. This to me, like this is what if this wasn't mine, like this is what I'd want to listen to. There's no structure. It's just a conversation. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's nice as well, especially doing them more like this.
Yeah. I think with I think it's going the same way with like the filming side of things. Like people, they do love quick fire social content that's like 10, 30, 60 seconds long, whatever. But on the other end of the spectrum, it's definitely people are just binge watching Netflix series for hours each evening. They love the long form stuff, and that's cool because there's definitely still space for it.
Yeah, there's like if you want to sit and watch, I don't know, the whole Game of Thrones first series, you don't have to wait till next week or whatever.
Exactly. So it's like it's
just
tricky
a shift happening.
Yeah, it's tricky, like to do the longer stuff because obviously it takes way more time and effort, and money, and whatever. But it's nice. Like I definitely still feel like it'd be cool if there was more like full-length films in biking and longer things, because I think people will watch them for sure.
Yeah, so
Gamble. It's
then.
like if you put out a 30-minute long whatever, it's like it's a proper piece. You know what I mean? It's going to be around forever, and it's like it's worth more in my eyes. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Than like a 10-second clip that's kind of like instant gratification. It's like, right, that was sick, and it's relevant. Obviously, you've got to do that stuff as well. Like, fully get it.
Yeah.
But like, it is just kind of throwaway content. Like, people watch it, be stoked for like 10 seconds, and then it's swipe up and it's gone forever.
It's gone.
And it's just
how weird is that? Like, it's weird, isn't it, when you think about it? How we're just looking at this thing in your hand, and I think someone like Duncan's probably a good example. Like, how much effort has gone into that photo?
Yeah.
And you just look at it for a second.
Photographers.
You double tap. Sometimes you might not even bother, and you just scroll past it, and you don't even think like how much has gone into creating that image.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's weird, really, isn't it? Whereas before, I don't know what happened before. You get a magazine, you probably sit. There might be a whole article about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's mad.
It's strange. It's really strange. We're becoming. I don't know.
Yeah. You just become numb to it a bit as well. There's so much good content now. It's mad. Like the average. I feel like mountain biking's kind of maybe, I don't know, compared to like other extreme sports, it's like the average edit online is so good that like you almost become numb to like what's good anymore. Like you go on Pink Bike or whatever, and like the average edit is really good.
Yeah.
And to do anything that stands out is getting harder and harder for sure. So yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah, it is.
It's interesting. I feel like it's like no one really knows where it's all going, because there's like too many platforms to put your stuff on, and there's too many ways of doing it. Like, do you do 10-second clips? Do you do 10-minute clips? Do you do hour document? You know what I mean? There's like, do you put it on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok,
Vimeo,
Snapchat?
I think Pornhub's one of the best places to put something.
Probably get a good views.
Yeah.
But it's like there's too many. It's just nuts, and I think it'll eventually sort itself out a little bit.
You think?
But I think so. It kind of has to, because I think people are over Facebook. I think it's just a mess now. Facebook. I deleted mine last year.
Was it last year you did it?
I think so. Yeah.
It's weird that, because I hadn't even noticed until 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I came to find you. I was just looking for an image to use for like the podcast stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's not even here anymore. Like,
it's just a mess, isn't it? It's just so much crap.
Yeah. I've been like toying with the idea of deleting it every day I write a to-do list, and on that to-do list for the last few months at least, or since Christmas actually, it's been delete Facebook, but it's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
To set up a new account so you can be admin on all of the business pages. But you've obviously done that, I saw. But yeah, I mean, I rarely go on it anymore. Like it's Sam Harris, this philosophy sort of guy, put it perfectly. It is now just a publishing tool. So you just got to use it just to publish. So the only time I ever really go on it is I go on the business manager side of it, line up posts, whatever it might be, and get out. Like I don't try not to scroll anymore, or I don't have it on my phone. Like, I agree. Facebook's kind of done, but I don't know. Like I'm always playing this sort of like game with it, because for work it's probably quite good. For
definitely.
some things. You know,
Definitely. Yeah.
You know. Not really the ad side of it, but just publishing stuff, like just telling people about what you're up to. You know, we've got like a closed Facebook group for this, so I sort of need it. Yeah. But the flip side of that is, if it was up to me and I didn't have any of this or a business or whatever, I'd just be away from all of it. Yeah. I'd definitely just have a flip phone, because I'm just so over it. Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tricky.
In fact, where is it? I've got a quote in my phone, right, that I always think about. It's really short, but let me just find it. In fact, I looked at it just the other day, which is, I can't remember who said this. Facebook is a technology to exploit insecurity for the purpose of selling adverts, which is perfect, right?
Yeah, it's true. I think, it's good for work stuff. But I think if you do work with it, the personal side of it becomes just you're over it, aren't you? Because if you
Yeah.
have to go on it for work, it's just not as.
In fact, we were sat the other day actually on the couch, me and Emma, girlfriend, people listening, and she was saying, she was showing me that every time she swiped down, so it was 2 of her friends' posts, advert, 2 friends, advert, and it just went down like that the whole way down.
Yeah.
Like when did it become that? Like it's just literally is just a massive billboard just trying to sell shit to you. And as soon as you've seen that advert, you know it's going to come back around again soon. Do you know what I mean? To make sure you click on it. It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's not a natural thing at all.
Yeah.
We're not built for this. We're not built to be like checking likes. I mean, who gives a shit really? Like who gives a shit? But again, you need it. Like it's just sort of like
it's just what's happening.
Instagram's weird. Like now, I'm a lot better personally with Instagram. So I'll just post something and just leave it. Do you know what I mean? I don't really. I mean, it's great, especially the podcast Instagram is really like engaged. So there's a lot of people will direct message, which is amazing. Like I absolutely love that people reach out and they say, "Oh, I listened to this. I learned something from this episode or whatever." But I definitely got into that whole thing of just sort of like chasing the following a little bit and trying to like build it. But now it's way better if it's just an organic. People will find it when they find it. If they don't, they don't. It's like I'm quite at peace with that now. You know, now it's got to a level where it's doing. I don't know. It's doing enough. Do you know what I mean? Where you can just sort of let it do its thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like if you've got, it's like we, like through my business, Steel City, like we manage brands and athletes' social media accounts. Like we're doing more and more of it each year, and like the Syndicate account's one of them, and that's a good example of like I think there's like nearly 60,000 followers on it, and it's like really engaged, and we try and keep it light-hearted and just it's a realistic representation of like what goes on.
Yeah.
And it's like that 60,000 are like core fans of downhill or the Syndicate or mountain biking. So that's why it's engaged, and you could go chasing 300,000 followers, but you're just going to get maybe 200,000 of them who are just random people who you've somehow managed to get to follow you.
Definitely.
Which is, it looks good on paper, like, oh, we've got 300,000 followers, but are they actually, what are they worth to the brand or
100%.
the team or the spot, whatever.
100%.
It's like, it's interesting. It's so hard to measure though.
Yeah.
It's like, what is a view or a like or a follow worth? And I mean, that's probably our job to maybe try and measure it, but
it's definitely your job. It ain't mine.
Yeah, it's not easy though. It's
no, not at all.
I think quality content will always win in the end, regardless of how many views, likes, follows, whatever it gets. It's like, it's interesting that you see some amazing films or edits these days that come out and they don't get many views compared to like, I don't know, 5-10 years ago where you'd get hundreds of thousands of views on anything kind of thing. Yeah. But it doesn't matter, does it? Like, as long as it's a sick thing, you remember it. And that's
the thing,
what
isn't
matters.
it? It's like, why are you doing it? Are you making it as a memory, or are you making it just for some sort of recognition from people you probably never meet in your life?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think for like a brand, like, you want people to remember the edit and come back and watch it again in a year's time, because you've basically succeeded in that person remembering your brand through that film or edit or whatever it is, which is worth a lot, I think.
Is it getting harder though to do stuff which is different that people will remember? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What I mean is like with so much content coming out.
Yeah, I guess it is.
You as a creator, like a content creator, is it harder to go?
Oof, that word.
Oof. Oof. Parquet floor and what was it?
You are
content creator, and we've got
Content
parquet
creator.
floor. No, but is it harder though to always be thinking outside the box and be coming up with different stuff?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think, it's because you're like with anything you always want to step it up each time and do something
Yeah.
good for whoever it is, whether the brand or team or rider. And you're definitely conscious of the last thing you did. Like what's the quote? You're only as good as your
last piece of work.
Yeah, it's so true. Like it's so
Yeah.
true. Like you can't really. It's not going to do anyone any good if you go backwards, is it? So, like, I think it's a personal pressure thing.
Is it?
I think you come to the end of doing something and you're like, oh shit, like I hope that's, I hope it's going to be good enough, and then you have all these worries, and then sometimes you're unsure, and then you finally get it done and send it off for the first, send off the first draft, and you're kind of waiting for that initial feedback email, and you're like, shit. And then, most of the time, luckily, it's okay.
Yeah.
But it is tricky. Like, I think what I found as you go on, you just need a bit more time. Like, to do better stuff, you just need a bit more time, a bit more planning.
Is that as well, I think, because of people expect things to be instant.
Yeah.
Let's say like a syndicate episode, people want that after Maribor, they want it on Monday morning. It's like impossible probably, but they sort of expect it to be almost instant. I mean, you're getting stuff instant on your phone, whether it's photos or a small edit or whatever. So is that as well? It's about taking a bit more time out and going, right, now I'm going to give myself 5 days or whatever.
Yeah, the racing stuff, that's like a whole different ball game. I think doing event or race team coverage is, it's a whole different world. It's like you said, it's people want it now, and they kind of need to have it now because everyone at an event, like the riders, the media, the teams, they're trying to get stuff out the second it happens, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or on the live feed or whatever. It's all there for everyone. So if you're doing like a team video, like the syndicate stuff, you need to knock it out the day after finals or on the day or whatever, whilst it's still fresh in people's memory. Otherwise, how quick everything's going online, people come Tuesday morning and just forgotten about it, and it's like, right, what's the next thing? Yeah, it's nuts. But I think the World Cup stuff's madness. Just the way it works to get content out of World Cups, it's so different to doing like a normal, I don't know, you call it commercial shoot, for like a specific product, and you've got like exactly what your story is. You go out and you've got X days to shoot it, and you have your shot list, and you're really organised, and you know what's coming. Whereas you go to a race and you're documenting what happens. Basically, you're not directing anything, are you? You just the schedule.
You just got to be there.
But you don't know what's going to happen. You're just there, and you've got to make a story out of it as you go along. Like, you can obviously lean towards ideas and whatever, but I think what we've always done with the syndicate stuff is just document it and then pick the story up as you go along. So it's like natural, I guess.
I think as well, like we talked about before, people want to know more about what's going on behind the scenes. Like they want to know more about, Loris or whoever it is. They want to know what's going on in the house at night. And that's what the syndicate video, This Is Peter, for example, was almost like the first, for me, real glimpse into what's actually going on behind the scenes. There's, don't get me wrong, there was more, like Atherton, for example, all that sort of stuff. But for me, that was like the first stuff where, you get to know the personality behind it a bit more.
Cool.
And, and it sort of relates back to the podcast thing. Like, people want to know more than what they see.
Definitely,
just on social media, what you're presenting to the world.
Yeah.
And there's been so many cool discussions, like, on this, for example, where people have talked about depression, anxiety, pressure. Do you know what I mean? All that sort of stuff, which you just never get to see.
Yeah, definitely, I think, no, you're right. I think, because, like, as a fan of downhill and mountain biking as well, like, I want to see more of that. Yeah. And that's kind of why I try and do it. Yeah. Because I think you've got to use your own gauge about what people want to see a bit. And I feel like, going way back to Atom Project again, like Clay Porter, who did them, like, he was so far ahead of the game with them. Like you could watch them now, and they're still
so
super
good, interesting,
so well made.
Yeah.
And
It's true.
I took loads of pointers from them for This Is P. I remember like that, especially like the first year, I didn't know what I was doing. So like, yeah. But the way it's funny, like as you go on, and now like the sport downhill, especially like it's getting more professional, and the schedule's getting a little tighter, and the live feed's amazing, and there's obviously social media's there now, and the second anything happens, it's online, whether it's like a big crash or an amazing gap or something funny, or it's so hard to have those pieces of gold and hold on to them for longer.
True.
And yeah, it's just like anything, things change.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for the worse, it's just different. So now like, I mean for like, I guess 7 years now, we've done the long episodes.
7 years.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah.
Jeez.
7 years worth, I guess, of like long form syndicate. This is PE episodes. But this year, like, they're still going to be long, I think. But like, instead of doing like specific, like, right, we're doing 6 episodes or 8 episodes a year, we're just going to be a bit more like flexible with it.
Okay.
And
cool.
so like at World Cups, instead of us holding on to that week's worth of footage for like another 3 weeks and putting it together with something else, we're just going to be putting stuff out as and when it happens.
Right.
So like on track walk day, for example, normally you'd film a whole track walk and you use 10 seconds of it in the final thing. It's just pointless. So it's like, instead, we're going to do it live on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, so you'll all be able to tune in.
Yeah,
and
that's a good idea.
Follow the syndicate on track
That's a good
walk.
idea.
And then like practice day, you know, basically we'll just see what the story is that day. Maybe like Loris has had a mint day. There's been a funny conversation going down in the pitch with Marshy and.
Does that mean you have to be filming more though? Or you and the team, like
filming wise, it'll be the same.
Will it?
I think it's more just editing. It's like
more things to edit.
Maybe not more, just picking out the bits of gold and just putting them out there whilst they're fresh. So like, let's say there's a really funny conversation gone down between Marshy and Geordie in the pits on practice day. Like instead of holding on to that conversation and it being lost in a 25-minute piece 3 weeks later, let's just put it out.
Right.
So it's that kind of thing.
Okay.
We're not just going to smash out stuff for the sake of it. It's not going to turn into like just a weird thing like that. But we're just going to be putting a lot more stuff on like the YouTube channel and on the Instagram as well.
Right.
Which I think people like. It's just you're just going to see more.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
That's cool.
Hopefully.
Do you think that's the future almost then? Like we were talking about before. Like where is it all going? Is it a case? Is that?
I think I think it would be good to see how it goes this year.
Okay.
I think I don't think it's definite. I don't think it'll be a bad way to go. I think the long form stuff, like I said, is definitely still relevant, and we're not shying away from doing it. It's just trying something new. You know, you got to, haven't you? Otherwise, you just get stale. But so it'd be interesting. I think it'd be good to just hear from people what they like. I think along the way, and after the first World Cup next week, I think you'll know more.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
See what happens.
Maribor should be sick.
Yeah, dude.
Never went.
You've never been?
No.
Oh, fresh one even for you.
I know. It was like, I remember like Unearthed and stuff. It always looked like the sickest track. Yeah. And I watched the helmet cam yesterday, Brendan and Troy, and the track looks fucking sick.
Really?
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Oh, is that the helmet come from like a while back?
No, there's a fresh one.
Is there a fresh one?
Because there's an IXS race this weekend, which is a bit weird.
Yeah, that's.
But the track looks unreal.
Really?
Yeah, just fast, loads of routes, cool, like.
I watched some old stuff
terrain
before because Brendan podiumed there.
Yeah, he did.
Like God, 99? I can't remember.
99? No, I think
No.
maybe
Not 99,
80.
09 maybe.
08, 09 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I can't remember.
yeah, I think he was third.
Yeah, it was third.
I don't know if he was a junior.
The top... I looked into it for Ben's episode.
Yeah.
Can't quite remember now.
I
The
think
top
it was
three
like-
all are racing this year.
Yeah.
Can't remember who won now. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. I can't remember, man. It might have been Greg, you know.
I think it was Fabian.
I don't know.
'Cause Samuel, I don't know if it was that year when Samuel crashed.
I can't
I
remember.
know
We should really
Fabian
look.
won
If
it
we had a
one
better
year.
setup, we could look.
Yeah.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
yeah.
Anyway.
The no, yeah, it should be cool. It seems like a proper track.
Yeah.
Kind of like
That should be.
quite long, tech, flat out. If it rains, it could be carnage. Good opener, proper track. Like whoever wins there is definitely,
Have
doing well.
you got a pick? Because
I was
dude,
doing
everyone's coming in
I was
healthy.
doing my fantasy league.
Really?
Oh,
I hadn't set ours up
you
yet. I
feel
did one last year.
guilty
It was
doing
huge.
it. You're picking certain people. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, imagine if you go out and picked it.
Yeah, because people might see you and be like, why ain't he got
Yeah.
Syndicate in there?
Greg's a bargain because he
Is he?
was injured last year, so he's down the pack in the rankings.
Right.
So I think they've done it on the overall ranking. So yeah, I can't remember who I picked now, but Maribor, like it's got to be the first time in years that nearly everyone's healthy.
Yeah. Crazy.
Um,
Some cool switches around, like different teams and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's almost impossible now. There's so many people who could win. I think Piron will be on a mad one still. I think I think it'll suit him. Gwyn, obviously.
Yeah.
Greg will be
Hartlepool.
hungry coming back after missing last year.
Yeah.
And he's been waiting for years to get this bike that fits him and that he's been working on.
Really?
And then he got it, and then 2 days later broke himself.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So now he's had like a full off season,
Yeah.
getting used to it and getting it dialed. So that'd be cool. Luca, obviously, like you saw, he's ready to win one.
Yep. Should have definitely nabbed one last year.
Yeah, he'll get one this year for sure. Loris will, I think. I felt like at World Cups last year, it was always Piron and Loris winning practice.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just obviously Piron made it click when it came to racing.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that'd be cool. But then,
I'm going Brooke, man.
Brooke, I know. I think if Lozenge had gone his way, it'd have been a whole different ball game.
I think so too.
I
think so. I don't know why I'm just going Brooke. I just think, his sort of track as well.
Yeah.
Just literally
Every time you see
bulldog
him
his way through
coming.
everything.
Yeah, exactly. Every time you see him coming, it's always like, oh, here we go. It's cool.
Yeah.
He's like, I think for me, him and Blanky, like my favourite two to watch.
Really?
Yeah, out of anyone still.
Yeah.
Like every time you see him on track, it's cool to watch. Brooke just looks like he's trying to kill something, and Blanky's just kind of like bouncing around and
Hopped
cool style.
Scrubbing stuff.
Yeah.
So sick.
We were talking about Blanky's gamble section the other day. Actually, that
Right.
place we went to, I think they just had a race there, a local race.
Where'd you go?
Bariloche in Argentina.
That's it, yeah.
Really, really, really cool spot. Need to go back. Seppi, the dude who helped us, he runs all the races down there and got a guiding company.
Okay.
It's just, I know it sounds cliche, like it is a hidden gem.
Really?
It's like just the dust, because it's volcanic, obviously all that area and getting towards Patagonia. It's the finest dust ever, so like it's just powder.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just literally knee-deep dust, like no exaggeration, it's literally up to your knees. So it's like surfing, and it's weird. We got lucky because it rained 3 days before.
Right. What packed it in a
So
little
it
bit?
packed it in enough that you could actually, Blanky could actually like ride properly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, anyway, yeah. World Cup there would be insane.
What race do they have on it? Just like a local?
They have a Shimano-backed race every year that's quite big.
Okay.
And then I think they put on some local stuff. But it's big tracks,
you're
like at
campaigning
altitude,
for it, try and get a World Cup there.
it'd be unreal.
Really?
But it's tricky, innit? It's like, it's all about local organisers having the cash to...
A lot of politics going on behind the scenes, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely not as simple as
No.
people think.
Oh, rad track, let's go there.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, there's a million things.
Yeah. How was Gamble, man? Like, life after Gamble. Was it as successful as you thought? Did it exceed expectations?
I guess so, yeah. Because
we caught up just before on this. Obviously, we talked quite a bit, but just before it came out, I think. Can't remember. I think it was just before it came out.
Yeah,
did
I think
a bit
so,
of promo
yeah.
thing, didn't we? How was life after Gamble, dude? How was the come down?
Yeah. I guess we got it done last April, May. Just before the season kicked off again, World Cup wise, or summer. So it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. There's no kind of like, maybe I had like a week, but not really before Croatia. So it was a bit nuts.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, because it was obviously the first time we'd done a bigger production like that. So I guess it was a success. Definitely on that front.
Just gone on to Amazon Prime, which is rad as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's out on there. And on the Orchards, I should know this.
I don't know. I saw you tagged another one. I'd never heard of it anyway.
Yeah, somewhere else. And we're not sure if it's coming out anywhere else. We've been waiting to hear about things, but it's tricky. It's like, to get it on like, I don't know, Netflix or Red Bull.
I mean, Netflix
not
is
that simple.
No, I can imagine. But Netflix is like the one. Surely,
Yeah,
where
it's
you go,
massive.
that'd be rad to be on there.
Yeah, to be honest, I never assumed we would be.
Right.
At all.
Right.
Like, so it's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, I think lots of people watched it and bought it and stuff, which is cool. I think biggest thing for me was like, just took a lot, like you learn a lot doing a bigger production, just what goes into, doing something bigger and proper, and you can take all that into the smaller things.
Okay.
Like, I feel like I've learned a lot.
Right.
And it kind of gave me a bit of a kick up the arse, and wanted to just make sure that you don't take a step back, like you said earlier, and just keep trying to do bigger and better things.
Yeah.
And just keep the quality up.
Just a totally new challenge, because surely after, it'll have been then 6 years of doing syndicate stuff and everything else. It's the first big film, so just a case of like refreshing the batteries, coming at it like from a different angle as well a little bit, and just doing something totally different.
So yeah, no, it's been cool. I think just what have we done since then? All sorts. Just like this. After the end of last summer, took a bit of time off, which was cool, and then had quite a bit on just before Christmas. Did like that chameleon thing with Craig, that little edit, where he bent himself at the end. And then we did the thing for Marin with Veronique that you might have seen.
Yeah, you've seen that?
That went down. That was cool. That was a really good one with all the graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yep.
And what was that?
Excuse me.
Yeah, we were busy. And then...
The company's grown.
Yeah.
It's doubled.
200% growth. Basically around Christmas time, I think like with any kind of job or business or whatever, you get to that point where you can't do everything on your own. And really, just really busy and lots of different kinds of work coming in, and still looking, like really want to find like a pure film editor that could help bring on, and kind of like, people helped me out when I was starting, and I'd like to do the same, definitely.
Cool. Yeah.
But it's really hard to find someone that is the same style as you, and obviously someone you get along with, and where they've got to be kind of based ideally closer to you. There's so many things. It's like it's not easy.
Yeah.
So I kind of stopped looking for that, and then at the same time got speaking to Bo, who she's been on the circuit a few years now. She originally worked for Commensal, and then last couple of years, I guess, was on her own program doing like social media and PR and bits for teams and riders, and on the World Cup and EWS. And she's really cool.
Right. So she's come on board as a full-time Steel City Media employee.
Yeah. So
Crazy.
she joined just after Christmas. It kind of worked it out. So that's cool, really cool.
That's sick.
It's nice
I'm
to have
stoked for you,
like
man.
another person.
I know one of the problems you've had is that people, when they take on Steel City Media, they want you. So being able to like separate from it, is that kind of the plan a little bit? Dictate a little bit more, or I don't know.
Not really. I think it's like, because it's just us two. So it's still, just literally us two. So every project that comes through us is definitely you're involved.
Okay.
I think you can split the workload a bit better, just on all the behind the scenes stuff that you never see, and it's what takes the most time. You can split all that, and also just having someone to bounce ideas off and start working on things you've always wanted to, and just get it going. Like, this project idea you've always wanted to do, but you never had time to start with. You can now speak to someone and get things like that going. It's just cool. And also just like, like we were saying earlier, the whole social media thing is huge. And like managing people's accounts. And
so what does that involve, out of interest? So let's say you manage.
So like,
is it as simple as it sounds? Like you're just managing the account, as in you posting stuff, or how does it work?
So I'm trying to think of a good example. So like, yes, Syndicate, I guess, is probably the best example. We managed the Instagram, and set that up 2 years ago, whenever it was. And just create content for it, run it day to day,
right?
Keep it updated. At World Cups, post X amount of stories each day and keep the feed going each day. I guess it is as simple as it sounds, basically. You just run the account, but it's definitely not that simple to keep it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Hell of a lot of work.
You don't just want to post, repost loads of average photos.
So what's your take on this whole thing then, of you kind of have to spend money for it to be seen? I'm guessing that the Syndicate stuff's organic, like you said before. It's
fully,
super organic. You don't even, like, you look through all the posts on the Instagram and it's not, you don't really use that many hashtags, like you're not trying to get into an algorithm.
No, I think it's, there's so many ways to do it in there. It depends on who you're targeting and what you're trying to achieve. Like with the Syndicate, it's a race team, obviously, and it's always been seen as like the entertaining kind of cool team, and it's always had that personal feel to it, the Syndicate, like a family feel, and that's kind of, it's a conscious decision to not use hashtags and to keep it a bit loose and to write kind of silly captions and silly posts and sometimes pretty ghetto images. You know what I mean? It's it's all intentional. It's not just for, just willy-nilly posting stuff. Because it's just a bit more realistic in my eyes. And I think, you could hammer it with hashtags that'll pay for adverts on it and yada yada, but like we were saying earlier, who are you trying to attract? Like, if you're a fan of downhill and a fan of the Syndicate, you're going to find it eventually.
Definitely.
You don't need to be paying for adverts for this kind of thing. I mean, that's just for that.
Yeah.
There's definitely cases where you're spending money and hashtagging things is like fully relevant. Like we were doing something for Sheffield Council the other week with the whole Outdoor City weekend, I think.
Yep.
And on that kind of thing, it's definitely aiming more at a mass market and kind of you want to draw people's attention to the city. So using hashtags there is like way more relevant.
So like every account then that you manage has almost got its own identity. It needs to have a certain look, certain feel, certain, like different objectives, I guess, with different stuff as
Big
well.
time.
Yeah.
It's like anything, you just need to look at what the brand or team or rider or whoever it is about, what they're like,
Yeah.
And then you need to represent that through what you're posting, and then also who you're targeting. Like, if it's like the Syndicate, it's obviously a downhill, quite a core audience.
Yeah.
So there's quite a few like in-joke things we post and like techie things, and that I guess maybe your more like just average rider wouldn't maybe get. And that's not the intention. It's not the intention to like confuse people, but it's tricky, and I don't want people to think that no one from the Syndicate posts on it, because they do as well. But these things, and for like athletes as well, like the reason they get someone to look after or help manage their accounts is because they're too busy to do it.
Yeah,
like,
it's a full-time job,
because
dude.
they don't want to do it. It is a full-time.
It's a full-time job for sure, and
especially
I know,
to do it well.
Yeah, exactly. And I know from doing our stuff even, I do 4 different accounts, so 4 different Instagrams, 4 different like Facebooks, mail shots, all that sort of stuff. It's a full-time job, and now I'm trying to be like way more organised with it as far as schedule and everything for like the next 2 weeks ahead of myself. Otherwise, all you're doing is looking at your phone. Like you're just been maybe too reactive. What's the word? Reactive, not proactive. I think it's something like that. I find myself being reactive, not proactive. I'm sure that's it. So seeing something cool and then going, oh, I need to do it now. Whereas I'm trying to be a bit more like, no, just line it up, like touch your phone, a couple of times, 3 times. So it's like post it, put it down, not just sit there making everything all the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm finding that's been like super beneficial, just to like, take a step back a little bit from it, take a day every couple of weeks, line everything up, and then step back. Otherwise, you're just there all the time, finding stuff, creating stuff.
Yeah, it's a big help having like, obviously there's loads of software now where you can schedule posts in advance and all this stuff. Try and stay away from that a bit, just because if you spend an hour and just knock out 20 posts for a few different people, it's, I don't know, you got to be careful you're not just getting stuck in a rut of just banging stuff out and the quality dropping off. I'm always conscious of that, but it definitely helps, especially if you you got a busy week and you're going to be running around. No, it's cool. It's a good challenge trying to like grow it.
Yeah, it is.
People and things.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then you don't want to get too involved in the numbers and the likes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
There's that fine balance, like we said before.
And there's no magic formula either. It's like,
no, there's really not.
Sometimes someone might speak to you like, "Oh, can you help us out?" and da, da, da. But it's not like an instant thing. Like, right, we're gonna look after it, and you're instantly gonna have 300,000 more followers. It's especially if you want to do it organically. It's a long
takes
process.
time, right? And people will find you. It's just the
I
way you guys do it on the Syndicate one's really, really cool though. There's a lot of stuff like, I don't know, makes you tag people maybe, that sort of thing seems to do really well.
Yeah,
Getting
I think
people
just
to
always
comment.
tried to do it kind of like we've always done the filming for the episodes. It's just try and make it personal, behind the scenes, and just so you get to know the people on the team. And that's kind of what we've always tried to do with it.
Social media, man. It's a wild world.
It's
a wild
nuts,
world.
It's mad.
It is. So what else is going on, like coming up 2019? Are you hitting all the downhills? You got anything else happening?
Yeah, so doing most of the World Cups. Well, we're doing all the World Cups, yeah.
What I was going to ask you, actually, I just remembered. You've been going to like downhill World Cups for 7 years, give or take. How much has it changed in those 7 years? And how nervous were you when you first started going? We might have talked about this on the first one, but I was like thinking about, you know, everyone at some point is a beginner at something. Like, you know, you went to your first race filming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What were those first like races like?
Terrifying.
Yeah, I bet. But we do have a lot of people listening to this that are probably up and coming young kids, maybe wanting to get into filming and stuff like that. So
hopefully.
Like,
I think first year we did this PE was like it all came together really last minute. Kind of literally end of Feb, start of March is when Steve kind of asked me about doing something, and we had no plan. It was just like, you know, look, I've got a bit of budget.
And 7 years ago, man, like that is the come up of Instagram and Facebook, but definitely Instagram.
Yeah, I don't even know if Instagram was around.
No, I don't know.
Facebook was.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't really know what we wanted to do, but other than, well, Steve's a World Cup racer, we're going to get to the World Cups and film it. So like, it was literally like, from the first chat to first World Cup, it was 3 weeks. It was stupid.
Until that point, you'd done a few films for Kotick.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, really? What, did you have a GoPro?
I had a Canon 500D, I want to say.
Camera, that, isn't it?
One of the first, like, it's when all the SLRs started having video modes, or like decent video modes on them.
Right.
Is
So
that
it was an SLR?
Yeah, it was part of that time when that all started kicking off, that you could buy an SLR that had a decent video mode on it, and, you know, the whole web video thing and stuff. And I think I'd done, well, we had the blog, This is Sheffield. Yep. That's what we started with, wasn't it? And then I think I'd done one thing for Kotick with that bike, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
is that an Escapade?
No, it's the X.
It?
It's the old cyclocross one.
Oh, is it?
And Swinney we did that, like, going to work thing on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dolly Parton song.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Definitely paid for. And then I think it was that bike. I don't know, it might be the one Swinney's on, because he's got one as well. Anyway, so we'd done one edit, right? Literally, and then This is PE cropped up. So I was full amateur hour still, but obviously, you know, you don't say no to that kind of opportunity.
Nah.
And the first World Cup was in South Africa, and I was scared of flying as well.
Really?
Yeah, it's funny.
Jeez.
And Josh Lewis as well was on that trip. It was his first World Cup too. So me and him.
He was on the Syndicate. The SPS,
yeah.
That's what I meant.
He'd been building up to it, and so me, him, and Steve travelled down there together. And me and Josh were just kind of like wide-eyed, just like, oh shit, we're in the deep end here. And that whole week was amazing, but just nervous, shy, confused, amazed, whatever.
Yeah.
I remember the first day, just turning up at the house from the airport, and obviously like Greg and Ryan and Kathy and everyone's there, and I'm just kind of like, hi, I'm Joe. And then, you know, at first you're obviously conscious of like, people don't know who you are, and you can't just crack a camera out and shove it in front of people, because it's, especially if you're trying to do behind the scenes things, you are invading people's personal space and privacy, and you've got to be conscious of that, and still am, to this day. Obviously, every time we do something like that, you've got to just kind of be conscious of what's going on and when not to film, and, you know, make sure you get to know the people first before you start just poking around with the camera. So I was dead nervous and, like, you know, tried to keep out of the way and just keep my head down a bit. But it's just the World Cups, the schedule's quite hectic, and you need to be like, you need to know where you need to be and at what time and how long it takes. Just basic things like, okay, so practice starts at, let's say 10:30, but right, so in the morning, what do you need in the pits? Do you need to go and speak to mechanics or Steve or the other riders and get an interview and then some shots of the bikes and then something else? But, okay, so if practice starts at 10:30, how long is it going to take for you to get to the top of the track? So it's going to take you half an hour on the uplift or whatever, or if you're walking up. But then where's the first spot you're standing? Have you got one in mind? Like, how long is it going to take for you to get to that spot, get set up and be ready for them to come down?
Yeah.
So, like, you just get used to it, obviously. But
those first times must have been
just
terrifying.
knowing, and then knowing, okay, so he's done his first run. What's the gap between him to his second run? Is it 20 minutes? Is it 40 minutes? Is it an hour?
Yeah.
And getting to your next spot, getting set up and making sure you're ready. But hold on, there's 3 on the team. So if I move now, I've got Steve, but if I want to get Rat, are they on the same lap together? Or is Rat 20 minutes? Is Rat going to come down 20 minutes later? So I need to wait, but then it only gives me 15 minutes to move to the next spot to get Steve, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's tricky.
Yeah, I
And
bet.
that first year, he's just puzzling. I remember like one day, well, probably every day actually, that first race, I never knew what I'd need, so I just took everything. So I'd have everything I owned in my backpack, like laptop, chargers, hard drives, like everything. Because I didn't know there was such thing as a media room, or and I didn't want to leave stuff in the pits because I felt in the way or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd just take like a 20 kilo pack of laptops and everything.
Just getting jacked walking up hills.
Just nuts. Probably why my back's knackered now. But,
for sure.
Funny.
Wow.
But I think, looking back, it is really funny. But throwing yourself in at the deep end, I think with anything.
How old were you then? 19?
20?
Yeah.
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 So that finals, so Greg won that race, which was cool, obviously. But it was my 21st on finals night as well. That was a big night.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Got baptised with fire.
Really?
It was cool. But I'd definitely say it to anyone like who's getting into filming bikes. Like, even if you're not into racing, just going to the races and filming them is like such a good starting point, because even though it's harder to film a race than just to go and film your mates in the woods or whatever, it's like if you can film a race well, everything else feels easier.
Okay, right.
And at the race as well, you get to meet everyone. You get to meet the riders and the managers and the marketing people. Like, it's the best way.
You must have like really had to go out of your way there as well and make sure that you meet these people. Do you know what I mean?
I think
a big thing for you, like it's growing up, like going out there, having to go and meet people and introduce yourself and stuff like that. It's huge.
Yeah, I think luckily the World Cup circuit's it's like quite a small travelling family.
Yeah.
So naturally you get to know everyone, which is cool.
Yeah.
But just definitely going to races, it's a good one. Just to get your head around and meet everyone. Like meeting the riders, just such a big one. Like if you want to film top riders, like you obviously need to get to know them first, and like that's where they are, aren't they? The races.
Yeah.
And you know, if you send them a clip or say hello and just say, I'd love to have a day filming with you, and you know, doing whatever, just suggesting things like that. It's a good way to start, I think.
And usually most riders are open to doing it. Has there been anyone that's like super hard to get in with?
No, not really. So everyone's usually pretty good. I mean, like, they're obviously busy, so it's a time thing for them, I think. But, you know, I'm sure there's loads of eager riders who want and need content and whatever. And I think if you're, as a filmer, willing to travel and make it easy for them, like...
Well, that's it. And that side of it's grown, right? Like, since you started, people now, they want content.
Well, yeah, we didn't even have Instagram.
Yeah,
and
so they're probably like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't need videos. I don't need photos, really.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So...
Got into it at the perfect time, really. Looking back, would you say? Would you have, like, preferred to maybe be earlier, later?
No, it was probably a good time, to be honest. It seems like there was loads of us all at once, like me, Seeger, Milky, Duncan... G. Milner, Tim Lake. There's loads of people. All of a sudden, just filmers and photographers just blew up on the circuit and just all popped up at the same time. And I think it was just a mix of everything. Like it's when you could buy a cheap SLR with a good filming mode on it. That was a big one. So for like 300 quid or 400 quid or whatever, you could get a camera that was good. Which helps. But now obviously it's like I guess it's even easier because you can get a phone. Like your phone is good enough. It's probably better than what my first SLR was for sure. But at the same time, I think now, like when we had this in Sheffield, we'd go out with the proper camera and like do a specific day filming on it and then make an edit and put it on YouTube, Vimeo, whatever. But now I think when you go out with your mates, you just take your phone and you're filming them and putting it straight on Insta Story or Instagram on the feed, and it's you're not making edits, which I think is maybe stopping people getting into doing filming as more of a job. I could be wrong, but it's just I think there's maybe less filmers coming through from what I've seen because I think people are just doing it more. It's just different,
reactive.
And just putting stuff out from the phones direct because it's way easier, obviously, and it's just the thing to do at the moment. It's like obviously putting content on Instagram it's the same as what we were doing by making those little This Is Sheffield edits and putting them on Vimeo or whatever. It's just a modern version of that. So
I kind of like what 50 to 1 do as well. They take like a load of phone mashup clips, put them onto a YouTube video. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
cool.
Cool.
But the good thing about 50 to 1, I think what they do is they've got like that balance where they will still take the camera out and do proper big trips and sessions filming, which is really cool. And they all film, which is cool. I think, and more. I think you see it more now, don't you? Like more riders are picking up a proper camera, which is cool. Like the Vanzaks and who else? Yeah, people just picking up cameras and filming stuff. It's good. It is cool. Hopefully more of it, I think.
It seems to be going that way.
Yeah,
for sure. It must be, like I said, it must be really hard though for you because you're like the upper end of that media thing. So you're just trying to keep an eye on it all the time. Like what's up and coming? Is Vine coming back?
Hopefully.
How good was Vine, dude?
I know.
Vine was sick.
Funny.
Bring back Vine.
Yeah. Kind of. I'll be honest, I'm not specifically keeping an eye on things at all.
Right.
Like, I'm not like into tech
and
at all.
You've not really, and we spoke about it before actually on the other episode. You didn't actually do any sort of course in filming, like you didn't do any of that.
No.
Like have you done a marketing course, anything like that? No.
I think, kind of, I don't know, got into it all by accident, I think, to be honest.
Sometimes the best way, mate.
Yeah.
And you can learn so much now just by YouTube or asking people.
But yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You can find anything on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's how I learned how to edit. And
just
watching YouTube tutorials and like anything. Because I'm rubbish with computers, honestly, I'm terrible. Just always struggled. Like, even down like spreadsheets, Excel,
mate.
I can't do it. Basic formulas, like just adding up things.
Can't do it.
Don't know how to do it.
No, me either, mate. I can do like standard line. You know what I mean?
Like my invoice template is just the basic one off Pages.
Like, why would you do anything else?
So simple. People must get it and just be like, wow. But
when we had the camper van company, we were still handwriting invoices.
Yeah.
Like handing over vehicles for like £50,000, and you're like, "Will this do?" It's like on a piece of A4 lined paper.
It's funny, like
terrible.
Me and BB use this software to just like put all the for like storing stuff for projects and notes and just putting everything in one place that we have online.
Yeah.
Because she lives in France, and like it's great. And it makes complete sense, and there's an app, so it's always with you, and you can get access to whatever you need to look at. But I still find myself I've got my notebook.
Dude,
I just write stuff
sure.
in it all the time.
Yeah, I'm a notebook
but
kind of
it's
guy.
great until you don't have your notebook with you. You're like, fuck, this is why we have an app. But it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a notebook kind of guy
it's
myself.
nuts, isn't it?
I like to just sit and write stuff down.
Yeah,
It's just
same.
good, it's brain cleansing, just getting stuff out and onto paper.
Yeah.
And again, not having to just look at your phone for stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think to vlogs?
Vlogs.
Just like out of the blue, boom. What do you think?
Yeah.
Because I think we were talking about where things are going. Vlogs seem...
It's massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you think that certain brands are wanting their athletes to do more vlogs? There's one in particular that really stands out, Red Bull, that a lot of their athletes seem to... I don't know if it's just a coincidence, it probably is, that, you know, that a lot of their athletes are vlogging more and doing a lot of it too, dude. Like, someone like Matt Jones is putting out 3 videos a week. That's a... Well, you know.
Yeah,
it's
a lot of
fuck ton
work. Yeah, no, I think just like everything we've been saying this last hour, it's like it's just another platform or style of thing that's currently happening. You know, like you just said, Vine used to be a thing, and then it went. Yeah. And like it's probably going to be the same for Facebook and Instagram. But at some point, they'll probably
somebody's
vanish.
got to come and take over.
And I think like how the 3-minute shred it used to be the thing, and that's kind of vanishing now. And like, I think for me personally, like I don't watch vlogs, but I fully get why people do, because it's like they're just like they're easy to watch, aren't they? And if you are a fan of if you're watching a rider's vlog or a random celeb vlog or Casey Neistat or whatever, it's like you just weirdly engaged with it. It's hard to explain, isn't it? Because they're quite basic, most vlogs, but you are just, I guess because it is a bit raw and behind the scenes, and obviously it's a personal connection because most of the time they're filming themselves POV style, like. So you feel like they're speaking to you, so obviously there's that connection. So I get it, and especially with younger people, obviously like YouTube, like I think their biggest viewer age is like, 14 to 23. Is it really? It's like definitely young people loving the vlog style content. And for athletes, and I guess in mountain biking anyway, it's like it's quite an easy way for them to please sponsors and to connect with their fans without having to hire a filmer and
that's true,
spend a ton of time producing some high-end content. It is a quick fire, easier way for them to connect, and obviously for some athletes it's turned into their full-on job.
Dude,
obviously.
for sure.
Like Pilgrim, or whoever else. So I get it. It'll be interesting to see how it all goes, because I think, like I said earlier, I think quality content will always kind of be the most important, but also to fill the gaps, stuff like vlogs and social media, and it's all there.
I don't watch a great deal of them. I'll go through, like if I got a guest coming up, Matt Jones, prime example, I watched a load of that. Yeah. I was really impressed, obviously, like he's doing an amazing job, and you look at the view count, like some of his videos are in the millions of views, that's, again, from a brand perspective, you'd be pretty happy with that if you're a Red Bull. You'd be like, you're getting sometimes 1 million views on videos, or even if it's 60,000 or whatever it is, it's still a lot of people. And Matt's obviously really good at that. And then like Max Fredriksson, I watched a bunch of his before he came on. And then you find, I don't know, I kind of find myself thinking, I wonder how that thing went, like Crankworks, for example. Like Max did a really good thing like behind Crankworks. And it, like you were saying, it's like behind the scenes of stuff, the stuff that you don't usually get to see on Instagram or whatever it might be. So well, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. I don't know. I tried doing one. It was terrible.
It's hard. I think the funny thing is the word vlog, it's like, obviously when you hear the word vlog, all you think of is people self-filming, talking to the camera. And that's not technically
No.
got anything to do with the word. It's just
No, that's true.
like video
That's true.
log just means a video.
A video,
on
yeah.
YouTube.
And certain
pretty much.
ones have got like people filming for him all the time.
Yeah, fully.
John Olsen, like,
Well,
he's got a guy
the
with him
Syndicate
all the
stuff,
time.
you could say is a video log.
True, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that word's been not tarnished, but people associate with self-filming. So it's like, you know, yeah, it's funny.
It is.
Yeah, I think you can definitely tell who was made to do it, like, because the self-film thing's hard, in it. It's like you've got to be confident in front of the camera to just, especially if you're in public space, just to pick up a camera and just speak to it.
Big time. Big time.
And the people who are doing it well stand out massively, I think. It's definitely not for everyone. You can't just make every rider or athlete do a
certain
vlog.
people just aren't good at that stuff at all. Well, I agree.
Yeah, just another way,
avenue.
Yeah, it is. It's nuts. I hope from, like, I guess, putting filmer hat on, I hope it doesn't take over everything else and all of a sudden brands won't put budget towards higher production stuff
Right.
like we do, and instead just funding kind of vlogs.
Yeah.
That'd be a shame, obviously.
Yeah.
Just because I think, you know, high production content and, you know, stuff like that will always kind of hopefully be relevant. And it's the stuff I want to see as well, like, you know, not even about just, you know, me having a job, just stuff I want to see, like, and I'm sure it always will be, but yeah, it's interesting, definitely.
For sure. Before we do some listener questions, what's the hardest part of your job, do you think? What's like I don't know, what bit do you dislike, if anything?
Yeah.
I was just curious as well, man. Like, you know, we speak about this stuff every now and again about, you know, whether it's the travel or whatever it might be. Like,
I think managing stress. I think just like
interesting, yeah.
from whether it's putting pressure on yourself or like just like any job. I think everyone can relate to it. It's like you just stress about doing a good job of whatever.
Yeah.
And or if you're in a stressful situation or environment or having a stressful day, like I always feel the pressure, I think, to do good stuff each time, and I get really stressed about it. And just sometimes can't switch off. And it's hard to explain. I think just managing stress. And just telling yourself, like, you know, just enjoy it. Like,
It's
what
tough,
you're doing.
man. It's tough.
You know, sometimes you can be at an event or out filming, whatever, and like you're having a really good day and everyone's happy and you're getting good stuff, but I think with filming, it's all in your head, obviously, the ideas and what shot do we need next, how does that tie in with this, and what do I need to get off him or hear from him, or blah, 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 blah. And like you're always thinking of the bigger picture, and it is literally all in your head, and that builds up, and it, you know, sometimes it hurts and it makes you stressed. I think that's the thing. It's being able to just like basically just chill and manage that. That's probably the trickiest bit, I think.
I'm glad you brought that up, actually, because it's been interesting over the years. Obviously, I've watched your career go from working at 510, you know, and then traveling, and you know, you've missed a lot of stuff as well. Like we've talked about, like you've been away traveling a lot.
Yeah.
Then you've come back, and it's like stress because to finish. I remember one time, dude. I think you'd only just started doing this. I came round to your house when you lived with your mum and dad, and you're in your room editing, a couple of screens up, I think, just monster Red Bull cans everywhere, and you didn't look healthy at all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just in editing holes.
Yeah.
That must be pretty tough as well, because you know there's a lot of time spent on your own, staring at a screen. Like, Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And that's like the unglamorous side of it that people
definitely
don't
the
see.
editing,
And again,
yeah.
like Crankworks, like I came out to Crankworks in France.
Mm.
Oh, Joe's out there, that'll be cool. And you know, you always say at World Cups or races, you're really busy. And I think that was my first real experience of you literally, you're there, but you're not there because you're editing in a house somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So I think that's something again that people might not necessarily see is that you're on the hill all day and then you literally go and sit in a room, edit.
Yeah, the editing,
while
I
everyone
think,
else
is
is doing
definitely
stuff.
Yeah, it's the bit people definitely don't see. It's like the coolest bit and the hardest bit.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can have the best footage in the world, but if you can't edit it, it doesn't matter.
True. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, but I guess I feel like the editing side's been getting easier every year because you get better at it and you're not as manic. Like when you're younger, you just say yes to everything and work insane hours and just...
And you definitely did that.
Yeah, especially at World Cups.
Yeah.
You know, if you're trying to knock out 20-minute episodes for the Monday after finals, like the day after finals.
And how much footage would you have, hours worth, to sift through?
It's tricky. A lot. Just loads. Like, it's a week's worth of footage at World Cup that you're piling into, I don't know, between 10 to 15 minutes or something,
Jeez.
knocking it out for that Monday, day after finals.
Yeah.
So you just, you don't sleep. And then, you might get done midway through Monday and then you get on the plane home. And it's really gnarly, but it also teaches you, like, how to edit, like, really, I don't know if it's a good thing, but really quickly.
Right.
And, like, it does, I think in the long run, it makes you a better editor because you know if you're in a pinch for time, you can do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's possible to do things quickly and still do it well, but at the same time, it is amazing if you've got more time, obviously, like, less stressful and being good at managing your time. And at first, you don't have that luxury, do you? It's like any job, you don't have as much time or money or budget or whatever to be a bit more relaxed. Sometimes you just got to do it.
You just got to do it, yeah. Definitely.
And
same with any new business, and that's almost what you're creating. Like, you're building a business, you're building a portfolio of work.
Yeah.
Something to not fall back on, but for people to see. You've got to put those hard hours in, right? Like,
big time, yeah.
And now you can, maybe not yet, but maybe you can start reaping the rewards of it a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like at the World Cups now, it's nowhere near as stressful as it used to be doing that because we're not doing those kind of Monday morning releases anymore. But like Brock, who shoots the YT stuff, he's done an amazing job this last couple of years. And it's funny, when I first met him, and I could literally just see me sat there doing what he was doing.
Right.
And now, like 2 years later, like his stuff's like the best, I think, at World Cups at the moment. Like, he's killing it. He's doing like really good productions and like grading it, doing his own sound design, like all this insane stuff every day and night at World Cups and getting it done for Monday.
Jeez.
And it's gnarly. Like, and yeah, it's cool to see though. Like, I've always wanted to do it.
You're
like,
trying
I really
to
want to
chill out because that means you've got to do it. No, chill out, bro. Put it out on Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. I remember once we weren't racing, but we were sat next to each other in this hotel. Like, basically both. I'm editing Syndicate, he's editing YT stuff, and we're both like just up all night on that Sunday and like kind of racing to see who gets done first. It's pretty funny. But I'd love to do a bit of a documentary on it. We've been talking about it for years. Just pick a filmer and pick a photographer. Because photographers are the same. Come finals.
Someone following Sven around would be
Sven,
insane,
Boris,
like,
Dan,
Boris.
they're always up till the crack of dawn, like every day, as well. We're doing actually something with Boris for Maxis at Crankworks Whistler this year.
Oh, awesome.
So you'll have to look out for that one. That's going to be like a documentary on like how his week there works. So that'd be funny.
Wow.
It's a good crew. I think the good thing about the media crew is like they stick together pretty well and help each other out, because sometimes it does get a bit grim, and like you have a disaster, like hard drive might break, have a mare and your camera breaks midway through a day, or you've missed a bunch of riders for whatever reason,
And you'll exchange.
and everyone always they just help. You just got to help each other out, like with any job, I think.
Yeah.
So it's a good crew, and it's funny.
I'm just going to spring a leak. I'm about to wet myself.
Good.
Good. Not in this Chesterfield.
I think the wipe-proof chairs, it's all right.
I'm glad it's so bad, dude. Oh. This is nice, isn't it? Right.
Yeah, it's how it stays warm in here.
It's nice.
It's the bakery.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's cool. It's like, I was thinking, because it's, like, those windows basically don't have glass in them, they're so old. And I was thinking it's going to be freezing in here in the winter, but the bakery, it's a commercial bakery, so they've got, loads of big ovens. And the floor, like, even though it's thick concrete, it's warm sometimes in the morning. It's like having
heated floor.
Yeah, it's like having heated floors for free, and it smells good, which is a bonus. Funny.
Right, do some listener questions.
Yeah.
And then we'll get out of here. Well, I will.
Cool.
Go to Scotland. Doing an underwear test for Saks as well. So they've got them on 5 days. See if they're actually as good as what they say they are.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's disgusting is what it is.
5 days.
Oh dear. You know what's funny? Like the last episode I did with Todd, last but one, we were talking about anxiety. Because he brought it up actually and was saying that he started like embracing it more, which is really strange. And I've been really thinking about this, right? Because he was saying that kind of, I could really relate to this, that my brain is like always on. Like it's just constantly thinking of ideas and, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fully.
So rather than get like pissed off at that and just think, fucking hell, I'm stressed, trying to like embrace it more. And it's actually worked a little bit. So rather than just be like, fucking hell, I'm awake again at night, like my brain's on, like not enjoy it, but just be like, oh, just make some notes in the notepad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I'm with you.
Good.
I'm with you.
Okay, listener questions. First one, at Unite Components. Who's your biggest inspiration outside of filming?
Oof. My dad.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
He is a fucking hero. Your dad is a straight savage. He's a hero, mate.
Yeah. Just with everything, I think. He's like 62 now.
Is he?
61. And just still kind of just doing everything for the right reasons, like climbs loads, just gets out on the bike, just gets outside as much as he can and tries to always find the right balance between work and family and playing outside, and just probably one of the nicest guys ever as well, and just he's always got time for anyone or anything, and it's cool to see him. He's still so strong when he goes out climbing or biking.
Really?
Like he'll still he'll just go out on 100k rides just once or twice a week, and then do 4 days a week, climbs loads.
Really? Wow.
And we've been going on a few trips lately, which is cool to see.
Yeah.
And then like with work stuff, he's always tried to kind of help me, and I've took a lot because I worked for him for a few years back in the day.
Your dad did 5'10".
Yeah.
People listening, Joe's dad was in charge of 5'10".
And took a lot of that into kind of how I'm trying to do things, my end.
It's such a big thing, dude. Like your parents, right? Like, and I think in some respects I'm similar. That my dad is just the most genuine, nicest guy in the world, and you carry that through. Especially as you get a little bit older, you start realizing that you just need to be nice to people and be honest. And like we were saying before about the bike industry, like not ripping people off.
Yeah.
He's been a genuinely nice guy, and your dad is that, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I think.
Did he ever hit you as a kid?
Yeah. Yeah. No, he didn't. Yeah, exactly. So looking up to that is definitely a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure. You need to get your mum doing the weather reports for Syndicate, I think, again. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Val's weather report from Maribor.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean, shit, saying that just about my dad, but yeah, mum, obviously, as well. She was working with my dad as well. It's like family business, I guess, almost, back when he was doing it. And yeah, it's been cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good shit, dude. At Airdrop Bikes, what hair products do you use to get that rugged look?
None.
No.
Out of bed look. Patented.
You've got a good head of hair, dude.
Thank you.
Surprised, to be honest, because
Hopefully it stays around.
you stress sometimes, and I definitely lost a lot more when I was stressed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've not had the hair loss thing yet.
Dude.
I just remember my granddad, before he passed away, he was, 80 odd, and he had still a full,
Did he?
pretty much head of hair, which
mate,
is a
you've
good
got it.
sign.
Yeah, you've got the gene.
So, yeah.
Stress is a factor, though. I remember, man, a few years ago, I was literally tearing my own hair out, I think. Just stress.
Yeah.
Funny. At Charlie DXI, when we see in this recent Syndicate footage?
So right now on the YouTube, we've not kept it quiet, but we've not pushed it yet. But we started stocking it up with stuff from the Portugal test trip, which we did in March. Then Sea Otter trip that's just happened, that's going to come out in the next couple of days. And there'll be a bit more Portugal stuff pre-Maribor. And then basically once that first World Cup kicks off, it's just going to be way more frequent. So just basically keep an eye on the YouTube, and obviously the Instagram will update you when things do come out, but we've not pushed too hard yet because it's a long summer, innit? And just keep tabs on that.
Okay.
There is quite a bit on there that we've not shouted about already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's already up on live?
I think there's from that first trip in Portugal to now, there's probably 4 helmet cams and 6 edits.
Wow.
That we've put out. But
if you're not subscribed, you wouldn't.
No, we've been playing around a bit, trying to work out what the best format or what we want to do is.
Okay.
So we've not been screaming about it. But yeah, go have a look. Lots of Geordie getting bullied and usual stuff.
Funny. Next one, at Sandy Plenty, and he put, "Let's talk setup. What's your main camera? P.S. You're killing it."
Cheers, Sandy.
No, not me. I'm killing it.
Yeah. Cameras. So just actually got a new one. Over the winter, slowly built up a Red Scarlet weapon, which is I guess it's an older Red camera now.
Right.
But it was the mid-range one, I guess, of the old bunch. Took a while building it up, just, kind of second-hand. I guess it's all second-hand purchases, but because red stuff's definitely expensive. It's on the higher end of the camera spectrum, but the good thing about it, it's like an investment. It lasts.
Right.
It holds its value, and when you obviously get something that's really good quality, it'll last longer as well. So it'll be relevant for longer and whatever. So that's been cool. Just got that. Still getting to grips with it a bit.
Do you have to go through some sort of testing stage, film random stuff?
By testing, just turning it on at the first event of the year and just praying that it works. Basically, yeah. No, so that's been cool. Still learning how to use it, to be honest,
cool.
Properly. Obviously you can turn it on and use it. It's not that hard or any different to other cameras.
Okay.
It's easier.
Right.
That's the cool thing about the Reds. They are just modular blocks, and you can just add or take things off them as much as or as little as you want.
Okay.
So you know, you can build a crazy camera, or you can have like quite a small run and gun one. And then I guess the main workhorse, especially at World Cups, is like I've got a Sony PXW 200, which is like the camcorder, I guess, pan and zoomer, as people might know them as. And I've had that years.
Okay.
I've had a couple of them. They take a hammering, especially at World Cups. They just get hammered, like rain, dust, wind,
roost,
sun, roost, rocks flying into the lens, and but they're amazing. Just run and gun, good audio out of them. Obviously, that pan and zoom style is a different kind of style. Yeah, and I always want to keep that around, and it's I enjoy filming way more if I'm on that camera. Like, I love it.
Really?
Just handheld, like, you can be on the track filming action, and I feel like pan and zoom style shots just capture speed like nothing else. And the track obviously has to be the right kind of track for it. Like, usually you need corners basically, or features for it to work. Like, you need like an in and an out point. It's not as simple as like just a head-on tripod shot. Like, you need, like, it's hard to explain.
Okay.
And then you can you can be on the hill filming action, and then like practice is finished and you can run to the pits and just like plug in a radio mic easily, mic someone up, and you can be straight away doing a whole different style of filming. And it's nice that you can be quick and flexible with it, and it's easy to hold and use, and it's cool.
That's the workhorse.
And then got a little A7S2, which is like an SLR. That don't get really used that much now. Put it on the gimbal if you ever need it, but I've had that years. That's been cool.
Right.
And then that's about it, really. Obviously got GoPros and stuff.
Right.
Trying to avoid them.
Do you really?
They're amazing. GoPros are amazing. It's
Well,
just,
you got the new one, like
the
7.
7, yeah. Yeah, that hyper smooth thing's nuts.
Yeah,
it is pretty impressive.
I did see a few videos posted, actually really recently. Jed Milden posted one last night, following Ryan Williams over a jump. Dude,
it's so smooth. It's nuts. It looks fake almost.
It doesn't look real. You're right.
But they're cool to have in your pocket. You know, if you're going somewhere where having a big camera is not convenient, stick that in your pocket. But at the same time, I think the big one is your phone these days.
Wow.
Like, for me...
What are you rocking over there, man? iPhone.
Yeah, just
back on the iPhone hype.
I know. I didn't want to...
You dipped away for a minute, then came running back.
I know. Android or whatever other kind of phones, they're fine. You know, absolutely fine. It's just everyone else is on bloody Apple. And it's just basic things like AirDrop. Yeah. Like when you're at an event or with a rider and, you send us that clip, you send us that photo. It's just easy. And then... like iMessage and FaceTime, and you miss it. Like WhatsApp, FaceTime just sucks compared, doesn't it? It just...
Oh yeah,
it's not the same.
It's good. No, it's not. That's
it's
funny.
A shame.
I only just noticed that you're back.
I know. Didn't want to, but it's like, the thing is, like, having a decent phone, I think in this world is like, it's just as important now as having a good camera. It's like... It's
an investment as well. Like,
you can look at it...
For what you do for your job, having a good phone is pretty much crucial.
Because it is way too expensive, this thing. But if you look at it in terms of, all right, this is a camera, it's a cheap camera, like, but it's an expensive phone, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, and like for BB as well, like when she's at World Cup, she does a lot of the social media stuff. So she's on her phone like 80% of the time, and like she's got to have a good phone. Yeah. And like, it's funny. It is funny, isn't it?
Welcome back.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let's have a look what else we got here, dude. 1 second. I have actually lost the listener questions. Okay. Hang on, mate. I'm coming. Don't help that my phone's in black and white. I can't find
Black and
anything.
white?
Yeah.
You colourblind?
Nah, I just like it in black and white. It's easier on the eye.
It's true. I've got that filter thing. Like, what's it called? Night.
Oh yeah.
Sky
I
or
just leave
something.
mine in black and white all the time, man. It's pretty awesome. I've lost the other ones, mate. I did them on a Insta. Can you get like your Insta stories back? Do you know?
No,
Is it like an archive or something?
not really.
Well, that's that then. I thought you could. I thought I'd screenshotted a load of them, mate. To be honest, I know one of them was from Descent Media, who was wondering if he could shadow you on a shoot. Oh, hang on. Here we go. There we go. You can get them back.
Stories?
Yeah. You just have to scroll down through your notifications, and then it like, you know, if someone's like submitted stuff like that.
Oh, right. Oh, if you've done a poll.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Next one. At 35 Bikes, what's your favourite biscuit?
Oof. I don't eat biscuits.
What? Me either.
No, like never.
No.
Biscuit. I used to like hobnobs.
Hobnobs are
Or
quality.
caramel digestives.
Good
like-
biscuit choice, bro.
I think you need to get the temperature, like they need to be like, you know, if they've been in the cupboard a bit too long and they kind of dried out a bit and it's not quite,
No.
they need to be like slightly warmer.
Yeah.
So like the moisture content just about right.
No, they need to like snap, but then like the caramel needs to.
Caramel needs to be like
Like-
soggy, but not
Yeah.
too soggy.
So
and
it
not
so
too
it
hard.
strings when you pull it
Yeah,
apart.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Good choice, man. Caramel digestive. Most memorable. Oh, at Cov212. Most memorable moment filming the Syndicate.
Oof. Most memorable. I think Rat winning his first World Cup.
Yeah.
It was kind of like you're just waiting for it for a
Okay.
good couple of years.
I feel like you're doing that again right now with Luca.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, with Rat, it was just, you know, that like 2013, 2014 season when he finally did it. Yeah, it was the whole atmosphere and just every World Cup we were having such a laugh, and it was just a waiting game for it to happen.
Yeah.
So I remember being really nervous and stressed about it happening actually, because you were just waiting basically each World Cup, like shit, it's gonna happen. Making sure you had everything to do it justice.
Yeah.
But when it did, it was just like, obviously it sucked that Loic crashed, but luckily he was okay, and you know, Rat won, and it was nuts. And then that night when we were in that like cellar restaurant thing in Rio
Is that
Gang,
what we know?
yeah. It was too funny. That whole season was just ridiculous. Like too funny.
Really?
Just the amount of stuff and like good times, and it was just funny.
I feel like that one is where Josh like probably really came out of his shell a little bit. I don't know, like definitely on film.
Yeah, I think
There's like loads of personality in that team.
yeah, that year it just everything clicked for like all of them. I think it was just everyone was having a lot of fun, riding fast, loads of random funny stuff just crept up every race, and just it was just one of them years where it just clicked for everything.
Yeah.
And it's hard to replicate. Well, not that you try and replicate it, but yeah, it was just it was cool.
So
I just remember like it was like emotional, but it was just kind of like funny at the same time as well. Like, you know, when he was like trying to sing the national anthem and stuff, and like, you know, it was cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
Best season so far, would you say, on record for you?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was. It was cool.
Were you worried a little bit like when Josh left
Um,
that it wouldn't be the same or not?
wasn't worried. I was really happy for him that he was going to be happy. So that was the main thing. No, definitely knew it would be different. But yeah, at the same time, like everything changes, doesn't it? So it's been really cool to watch. Like Luca and Loris, obviously now the two new kids on the team. Well, they're not new anymore, but it's been cool to watch them grow into things and develop. And yeah, it's different, but it's cool. And it'll be interesting to see how it goes this next couple of years. Like, I still feel they're obviously only 22.
Jeez.
Like they're young, and just to see what comes, because they're both already there. They're already top 5 racers, and it could be a case of just this year it clicks for both of them, and they're just neck and neck for first every race. Like it could be. Like, might not be, but who knows?
It could easily be a syndicate 1, 2, 3 as well. I think. On the podium.
Hopefully, I kind of feel like this year it could. If there's ever a year for it to happen, it could be this year. I feel like I don't know why, but it'd be amazing. I was just saying, we were joking about it the other week actually. I said to Brian, who's head of marketing for Santa Cruz, I said, if like we 1, 2, 3 at like Fort Bill, for example, should take the rest of the year off. Just like
hang them up.
Just like, well, fuck, we've
completed
peaked.
It, mate.
That's it. Completed it, exactly. And just have like a rolling party world tour thing for the rest of the year. It'd just be too funny.
Just doing party runs.
Yeah, I mean, just from there it'd be downhill, wouldn't it? After that, so you might as well just stop. So,
oh dear. Yeah, funny. All right, man.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
Thank
It's been
you.
fun. Easy, that, isn't it? Just sat chatting, drinking coffee. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm not going to have a chance to do an outro because I've got to edit this and drive to Scotland.
You play a song
So a
with
quick
some
one.
spoons on the table.
What?
Play a song.
Yeah. Do you mind beatboxing? Okay, so where can people find out? Like, where can people follow you, for example? If social media.
At Steel City Media on Instagram and on Facebook, and then Steel City Media website, Syndicate YouTube is always a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But Instagram I reckon is the main one.
Word.
Yeah.
Cool, man. And same for us at the Hook It Podcast on Instagram, hookitproducts.co.uk. Enter promo code podcast, get 10% off. Thank you to everyone for listening. It's appreciated, dude.
Cheers.
Over and out. Rad.
Cool.
Easy.